myself. I was going to eat every type of animal thing, whatever was put in front of me, I did. I ate. I was thrown into French cuisine. So my background is French and Asian. That's kind of where I draw my inspiration from. So the French eat a lot of disgusting organs and animals and things. So I tasted it all. I've been there. When I was about 21, I think, that was the first time I ever heard of, well, probably about 20. It's the first time I ever heard about being vegetarian. Some guy told me, "Man, you're going to start eating those steaks, man. You're going to start becoming vegetarian." I'm like, wow, I couldn't even wrap my mind around the thing about being vegetarian. So I was introduced to vegetarianism through my first wife, that was a Seventh-day Adventist. So that's how I came into the health message, was learning about health reform to the Seventh-day Adventist, about putting away the meat. For me, my only struggle giving up meat was bacon, because bacon was in every kitchen. And wherever I went, I always craving the fat and the salt. I was just taking a bite of fat and salt all the time. Then when I got away from the pork and stuff, my big addiction was fries, because I was still craving the fat and the salt. Now I'm kind of like over that. But when you read my bio, my wife always tells people in my bio that I was vegan, but my diet was potato chips and beer. I was totally vegan. That's the way I looked at it. So I kind of moved away from the animal diet, and the biggest thing I think I've learned, or I felt coming away from an animal diet is the sensitivity. I have become way more sensitive, way more like compassionate, more pity I towards the animals now. And that's kind of like my soft spot is like towards the animals. So that's kind of like my really sore spot, especially driving on the 5 and watching the big, huge trucks with the animals stuck inside. I just like, I can see those things. But anyway, that's just me. So, like Crystal said, our goal and our mission is to try to help educate people, to inspire people how to make better lifestyle choices. Mine was kind of gradual. Crystal's one was really abrupt. You decide one day, that's it, we're done. So that's fine, we can do that. So that's kind of like the route that we went. So since then, we've been totally vegan. And from being vegan, we went gluten-free because she found out she was gluten intolerant. So that made it even more of a challenge, becoming gluten-free. So that's all we do now, is we have nothing but gluten-free food in our home, and we have absolutely no wheat. And so what I'm going to demonstrate to you today, is a summer roll. We're going to do a summer roll, a peanut sauce. We're going to do a curry for you. And we're also going to do a sauerkraut for you. And this is just like recipes, and I always tell people I usually don't even follow recipes. I probably don't even have.
Sorry, when you're mentioning gluten, it seems like it's very, with the condition, that's one thing, but there's a lot of people that don't have their condition, but they're still saying gluten is very unhealthy. What is your pitch on that?
My pitch from talking to like the wheat farmers is all the American wheat is contaminated. It's all GMO. So is the corn. It's all GMO. Even though it's labeled non-GMO, it's GMO. The only non-GMO is in Europe. The only non-GMO is in Europe. So if you're not, this is what I personally believe from talking to people. If you're not gluten intolerant now and you continue to eat wheat, you will be. And you will develop those symptoms. Because you're eating the super wheat now.
But you can do your wheat grain as in bread, but not the wheat. Or how?
No, it's all there. It's all the gluten there. They have gluten-free bread. It's using gluten-free flours. Right, you can have that. But not whole wheat bread.
So that's a pesticide or something?
No, that's a GMO.
What is a GMO?
Genetically modified.
Oh, that is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Think Monsanto.
We know it's Mr. Monsanto. So we try to stay away from GMOs as much as possible.
Flowers that are non-wheat, but I've tried some of the other flowers and I don't particularly care for them. Is there anything that's close to that tastes anything like
Like wheat? No. There's nothing. I mean, you gotta like buzz the taste and just feel sorry for yourself. Just say, you know, I had it once, and I'm not gonna go back again because of how I feel or what it's gonna do for me. You know, just don't look back.
See, both of them are the ones that I like. I know it's corn and wheat. And
We don't need it. So, I did this demonstration a couple of years back in Roseburg, in Pastor Arakaki's church in Roseburg. And I think it was 2 years ago, some lady came up to me in the Eugene church and said that she was at our demonstration and she's been doing these summer roll wraps. And this is the only way that her kid will eat his salad. So that was pretty cool. So we normally get our wrappers from Cash and Carry, and I don't know about the one over here, but the one in Eugene is pretty bad. They were not so good. I tend to kind of go for this brand. It's got a rose on it. So I go for the one with the rose. But these guys stay nice and loose for at least 3 days, and the other ones would kind of tend to tighten up and get hard within a couple of hours. So they say these stay really nice and soft for a long time.
What's in it that makes it really different?
I'm not really sure. We used to get them from Cash and Carry before they were fine, and then I just kept getting a batch that was just horrible. Like I would leave them in the water and boil them, then take them out and go to roll them, and they would still be the same shape.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like bang after bang. That's irritating. I get these at some Asian market in Eugene. You don't want to travel that far. But this is the brand with the rose on it. I'm sure you can probably get it here in Seattle. Oh yeah, sure. Take a picture if you have a time. So this. So this demonstration, every demonstration that I do, is basically based upon your taste. What you want to eat and what you don't want to eat in this. So this is just kind of like a guideline recipe, okay? And you can add whatever you want to it. But in this one, we're going to also add the rice sticks. They come in a package like this, or should I send this around? And we also do like a peanut sauce with this. We also do like a soy sauce base with this, a salad. As long as once you cook this, add a little oil to it so it stays loosened. This is like really tasty, really good. You can make a nice cold salad with it. A lot of things you can do that with. Yeah. Do with that.
So is that processed rice then?
Excuse me?
Is it processed rice then?
It's not processed rice. You probably like pound it into a flour and then make it into a noodle.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really sure.
But it's really white.
Right. It's white rice. Right.
I heard that the brown rice is healthier.
Oh yeah, sure. I don't think I can ever find brown rice wrappers like this. No.
Isn't that tapioca?
Some is tapioca, but this one's rice.
That one's a rice.
Yeah. And you don't have to use this wrapper. You can just eat the salad.
Yeah.
Or you can use nori as well too. You can use the nori wrapper if you want. This is the mandolin, Chinese mandolin. I don't know if you have one of these. If you don't, it's really good for raw preparation because you can get things like super fine. The only thing is that it likes fingers too, and it doesn't know the difference between a finger and a vegetable. And you just gotta kind of watch this thing because it is nasty when you get one of these cuts. So to this, we're gonna add some cucumber. And you can see like how fine it gets. So when you're doing like raw food preparation, the finer you can get it, the easier it is to chew and make yourself eat it. Because when you eat those big, bulky raw food, it ain't fun. This way you can get it down. So we're going to use some cucumber, some carrots, some romaine leaves, mung bean sprouts, and some cilantro. So basically how I do this is, when I do this in the morning, I have to do a whole batch of these. So I bring my water almost close to boiling. You don't have to do it that way, you can just use like regular tap water. The reason I do it is because it goes faster.
Yeah.
You know, and I can just kind of like jam it. Well, the other thing you're going to do is a red bell pepper.
I have a question. Now, once you get these made up, you said you make a bunch in the morning to last all day. How do you keep them so that they don't dry out and, you know, how the...
We keep them in a, we put chewers in water and we put it in this airtight container, a lock-tight container. It's plastic, it's made out of corn, I believe, and recyclable. It's just one of those like clear to-go things that you can get a cash exchange.
Okay.
So when people just come by and take them and you go with them.
And they stay, the wrapper stays soft.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. These do.
Yeah.
Those ones do.
Do they, when you put them together, do they stick?
No, they don't stick. See, they're all like, those are all together. So no, they just took them all apart. Because then when we do these, a lot of people do them like this, and I get the paper down and they roll them like this, and they get so frustrated and they're like wondering, how do they get it to go? They put the paper down like this. Okay. We put the paper down this way, so you get a longer roll and area to roll. So I just normally put it in water. I'm going to show you that how we don't want it. So this is almost boiling. I can see the bubbles in the bottom. We don't want to bring it out like this. Yeah, because it just doesn't work this way. You'll end up fighting with it. So we don't want it. So usually at this heat, it goes in and comes out. Yeah, at this heat, it goes in and comes out real fast. You can see it's pliable. So to this, I add the romaine. And romaine leaves are good for the lungs. And you juice these raw with some celery, not celery, but parsley. It acts as an antiseptic for the lungs, Cucumbers are good for digestion. Cucumbers has the highest amount of silica in them for the skin.
Silica what?
For silica for the skin.
Which means like your skin.
Elasticity, they roll out of it. I need more cucumbers. I know. I'm actually going to start eating more raw.
You said celery and
Are you saying silica?
Right.
So sand.
It's a type of sand. Silica is a sand, but they also have a component in this and bell peppers too. That's silica in it. Silicone.
Okay.
Red bell
So you
peppers.
say cucumbers and what?
bell peppers. Bell peppers, red bell peppers is the highest amount of vitamin C. So we use red bell peppers, some bean sprouts, and then the noodles go down. So I'm putting my vegetables at the bottom of the wrap, and then you kind of roll it like a burrito. But if you want to make it like really fancy, you can add like you add your garnish on the top. So when you roll at the end, it stays all at the top. So I'm going to do two. I'm just going to do one with the cilantro. So I roll it part ways, then I pull the ends in. Pull the end in, then I just finish. I just go through it. Just like so. Just in case you missed it the first time.
Do you always use too small versus the bigger?
Oh, if you have the bigger, you can go for it, and you can just use one. You also have the square too. I like the square. I just never used it. If I always used to use this square, I would start at the corner. I would turn it this way, and then go with the corner and fold it in this way. So just kind of like dip it in for a minute, not a minute, seconds. So this will,
Sure.
question?
Daddy right here, she raises those a lot. She uses jicama for part of it.
Or
Slice it.
shredded?
Or just like the steak,
Right, we also take the jicama, we peel it, put it on the down with no blade, and slice it so it becomes round. And then this is the raw dish, and then we take raw, like either like mushroom filling or carrot filling, and then fold the jicama in half. And then we do a raw Asian sauce. We put it on top, and it's like raw dumplings, raw Asian dumplings with the jicama. Jicama is really good. It's got really nice consistency. I like the texture and flavor. A little expensive though for the organic one, but it's way worth it.
Your language.
I like it. You can use any kind of lettuce. I like the romaine because it just has more bite on it, more crunch. And then we're going to just add some. You can also use mint leaves on this. You can use basil leaves, whatever you want. If you're going to add these tomatoes or avocado, just make sure they're kind of thin on the thinner side. This helps you when you roll them out. And then again, start at the bottom. Kind of hold it tight like a burrito. Just kind of hold it in tight. The paper is kind of sticky at this point, so it wants to stick together. So just hold it tight. So I fold the ends in. And this.
So how much do you overlap? I've made it a lot before, but I just use one, so they don't get like that. So how much do you overlap?
Oh, like this.
Are you using two just so you can make it larger?
Right, so I can wrap it tighter. You see here, we actually kind of want it square. We want it like here, so it's square. You see? We want it square, like right here. It just makes it easier, that's all. It makes it a whole lot nicer when it's all done. So is everybody clear on that? Any questions? Comments? They come in all different sizes. Yeah, so I just kind of went with this one because they look fancy with the plastic thing on it. Okay, we're not done with this. I had a plate up there. Oh, there, I wanted to still be right here. Next, I'm going to show you a peanut sauce. Next, I'm going to show you a peanut sauce, and if you have allergies towards peanuts or red peanuts, you can do almond butter, you can do sunflower seed butter, you can probably do pistachio nut seed butter, you can do walnut butter, you can do whatever butter you need to. It works very well with a sunflower butter. It's a little expensive, but it tastes really nice, the sunflower seed butter. But this one I'm going to demonstrate is with peanut butter. The one that you're going to have is peanut butter. In my frenzy this morning shopping, I was walking down the Asian aisle and I was like looking at the section of sesame oils, and I immediately grabbed the cheapest one. By accident, I grabbed sesame dressing. But the good thing about it is that it separates, so I'm just going to use the oil on top. So do whatever you need to.
Thank you, sir.
So for this dish, we're going to use garlic, is anybody in here Buddhist? The question I ask is, Buddhists don't eat onions and garlic. And the reason they don't eat onions and garlic is because it crosses the blood-brain barrier. So it goes right through anything. It goes from the skin through your brain through everything. So that's why they don't like eating it.
Even though it's good for you.
Right. So even if it's good for you. So you have to just understand like their philosophy and respect what they believe and why they believe. I do. But it's really interesting because it is a powerful healer. When you study like even, I believe, the pharaoh Cheops, when he built his pyramids, he paid his people in garlic. I mean, that's how potent garlic is. We know that Krista once had, I think, whooping cough, and so we did I'm not sure what it's called. I'm not sure what it's called though. We took the 2 cloves, 2 balls of garlic, 1 for each foot, took the peel off, put it in the food processor, cut it all down. Took a napkin, put it inside of the napkin.
Made a poultice.
Made a poultice. So put oil on her foot, on both sides of her feet, put the napkin against the foot, then put the sock on the foot.
Yeah.
And within 5 minutes, you should smell it coming out of your mouth. So what it's doing is putting all that power right through here and just getting everything cleaned out. So that's like, it stopped her coughing, the whooping cough.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the cayenne too in your shoe works when you're cold. I don't do it, I just put more clothes on. I mean, I know it works. I know it works. I'm the kind of guy that I would try like any remedy, I would try like any kind of naturopathic thing just to try it out so I can tell friends, oh, you know, hey, I did this, so I've done like almost everything. And I enjoy doing it. Ginger, good to lower the high blood pressure. They said it's really good for motion sickness. It may work for some people, but it doesn't work for me. I'm like really bad with motion sickness. Oops. Really bad. Get some chopped garlic. Then get some chopped ginger. If you have a food processor, you can just run into the food processor. Like so. Then what we're going to do is we're going to try to infuse the oil at this point. So, but I think this oil is like super infused. But normally you'd have like sesame oil, or you can use olive oil or whatever oil you want to. Get the oil in there and kind of like on low fire, let it simmer so the flavors of the garlic and the ginger can come out into the oil. So don't burn it, because once it's burned, it's done. Okay, as that's going, so to this I'm going to add some peanut butter, that's what we call it, peanut butter sauce, and some coconut milk. We normally use the organic coconut milk. What is this guy? Nature Forest? Native Forest. It comes in a green can. You probably find it in the health food stores. You won't see it in like big department stores. It comes in a green can. The reason why we like that one is when you open the can, you've got this much fat in it. This is all that coconut cream up here. And you can take that cream out if you wish or desire to. Take it out and use it like a whipped cream. Just add powdered sugar to it and whip that thing up, and it just stays nice and tight.